finally having breakfast with my family for the first time in a couple months, there was no sense of urgency to be sitting at my computer.
Whereas before, you would stay at the desk for the entire session, probably 3-4 hours. How was your emotions trading that lower time frame strategy? Hey Nick, how you doing? Good to have you on the call.
Hey, Scott, it's a pleasure to be on.
Awesome. And yeah, we've got you on the call today because you are one of our newly funded traders. So congratulations. And I wanted to talk just briefly about your journey, more in particular about the last 3 to 6 months of your journey, because that's where things are really starting to take that next level and you've seen some real progression in your trading. So just to kind of rewind back, like how were you trading before you joined Evolution? And then how did you find us?
So I believe it was in February that I found a video on YouTube that I was aimlessly scrolling on. And I believe I saw that you guys were working on a higher time frame strategy. And me as a trader, coming from the lower time frames, that really piqued my interest. Yeah.
And so you stumbled on us on YouTube. You saw like maybe a video, like a teaser of higher time frame. I think we did like a directional bias off the 4 hour, and you were like, this sounds interesting. This could work. Like the way that you were trading before was lower time frame. So tell me kind of your typical day to day. Were you spending like minutes or was it hours at the charts? And did you kind of have weeks where you were profitable and then weeks or even months where you weren't? And how was your emotions trading that lower time frame strategy?
Dude, so coming from the lower time frames, man, it was a lot of anxiety, a lot of FOMO, and a lot of fear in the markets because my typical day before Evo was that I would be up probably like around 7 a.m. US time, and I would be on the charts, on the 5 minute, the 1 minute chart for like about 4 to 5 hours straight. And I mean, it was exhausting because some days I would make money on my funded account. And then other days I would lose it because, it's lower time frames, a lot of noise. There's a lot of, FOMO. You look on Instagram, you see other traders are posting their analysis and you're second guessing your analysis. And it was just a hurricane in my mind of whether or not am I on the right side of the trade,
That's right. There's so much noise. There's so much you could call opportunity. But with a lower time frame strategy, typically for most people, that tends to be a lower strike rate. So you're going to take a lot more losses, a lot more break evens, and therefore your emotions, your negative emotions tend to be much higher. And kind of fast forward maybe 3 or 4 months, less than that, since transitioning to the power of two, the higher time frame strategy that we teach. How did that impact, first of all, your emotions in your day-to-day trading?
Well, I think I joined Evolution Markets a week after you guys launched. So I believe that would be the first week in April. Yeah. And man, the first week was incredible. I think that first week I posted a picture in the community where I was finally having breakfast with my family for the first time in a couple months, and there was no sense of urgency to be sitting at my computer,
Yeah.
having my breakfast, having my coffee. And dude, you guys totally blew it out of the park with this strategy because, it's changing my life. It's changing my psychology. It's allowed me to get rid of old habits that we sometimes pick up in the markets as traders. And yeah, man, you guys really did blew my expectations away with this one.
Awesome. So it's like you get up in the morning and you'd spend probably, I'd guess, less than 5 minutes doing your analysis for that trading session. And then you set your alerts and then you go downstairs and you have breakfast with the family. Whereas before, you would stay at the desk for the entire session, probably 3-4 hours.
Yeah. I mean, like last night, I woke up to Trade London and I just glanced at my computer really quickly. I saw that the British pound was not didn't have a setup yet. I saw the euro was in our favor, but we didn't get it set up. And my typical day now is I glance on my computer 5 minutes. If there's a trade, I set my alerts on my phone. I actually take my kids for a walk. And funny enough, 3 days ago, which was Friday, it was NFP day, right? Yeah. It was NFP. And I told myself I'm not going to look for an opportunity before NFP because, I don't want to mess up my funded account. So while I'm walking with my son, leisurely walking, I say, let me just take a look and see what the market did for NFP. News came out, market did what it had to do. But then an hour after NFP, I saw we had a perfect setup on GBP USD for a sell.
Mm-hmm.
I set my alerts, my entries in my MT4 app, put my phone back in my pocket. I went for my walk. By the time I got home, I looked at my phone and, I was up 3% for Friday.
TP,
and that was
TP smashed while on a walk.
That was my first trade on my 100K account, my funded 100K
Awesome.
account.
Excellent. And it was the same trade that I took, and we didn't communicate with each other beforehand. This is what it's like. There must have been 15, 20 people in the community that took the same trade. Yep. And then after the trade's live, there's nothing you can do about that. It's like a set or forget. You TP or you stop loss. And that's the beauty of the strategy. Like, you're doing that from your phone while out on a walk with your children. There's no way you could have done that trading off the 1 minute or the 5 second, right?
Oh no, man, no. not in this world, no.
Not quick enough hands. And talking about funding then, so you'd been a funded trader before in the past.
Yes.
Just like many of us, I think it's a process that we naturally have to go through when we're trading and we're starting that journey to acquire funding ourselves from prop firms. You're going to go through a process of failing challenges or passing challenges and failing verifications, or passing both, getting funded, then blowing the account. But obviously you've now become funded again, a 6-figure funded trader as of the beginning of last week. And then, like you say, on Friday, first trade on the live account, you hit 3% TP while not even at your charts. You're out for a walk with your children, chilled as anything on a Friday afternoon. How does it feel to be funded again and in profit straight away?
Just for comparison, in the past, I was a funded trader with a specific company. And, I would pass my challenges and I would get funded. I would get a payout. And the next month I would lose it because, of all the anxiety and pressure that the lower time frame brings, and like I said, last year, trying to pass a funded account, I try to hit it in 1 or 2 trades, Sometimes I would get lucky. Sometimes, I would completely, lose a couple trades in a row because I want to pass this thing. But fast forwarding today, after I found you guys, dude, it's been so chill, I was able to utilize all of my trading days for both phases, actually. And there was no rush. There was no pressure. My psychology, there was no anxiety. You just follow your trading plan. I think that's the main thing as a trader today, that you have to stick to your trading plan. You can't, adjust something because, I took a loss last week. Let me try to adjust my plan so I could prevent that loss. But, it just doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Instead, you're just embracing the fact that you're going to lose probably 40% of your trades with our strategy. Because if we've got on average a 60% strike rate, you're going to take losses and you just see them as expenses. If you're running a business, you got bills to pay. That's the way we look at it. So we can take 2 or 3 losses in a row, knowing that is probably the highest amount of losses in a row we're going to take trading 2 pairs. And then we only need to take 1 winner to be back at break even with a 3% profit target. And then if you take another trade on top of that wins, then you're in profit. And You mentioned there that you utilized all of those trading days on your funded account. I've seen many interviews from companies like prop firm companies or owners of them or people that work for them. They say that most people that blow accounts or fail funding challenges, they do it in the very early stages, like the first couple of days. because they're trying to hit that one trade wonder that passes the account or the verification straight away. But like you say, you're so chilled, you knew the trade plan, you knew your strike rate, and it's a very low discretion strategy. So you know it's black and white. It's either a trade or it isn't. And
Yep.
win or lose, you're just going to keep taking those opportunities as they tick the criteria according to our trade plan. Just on Friday, again, you weren't even at home. You weren't even at the charts. Your alert went off because you'd analyzed the market before NFP. And after 1 hour after NFP had cleared, you know, the market did what it needed to do. You give it some breathing space. And just like myself, we just executed that position and let it play out. So
man.
just like coming back, well, one question: when you first joined us, like, so we released the Power of Two, the higher time frame strategy, on the 25th of March 2023, and you joined the week after, which you mentioned was an incredible week. I remember there was about 5 or 6 trading opportunities that week. What was your expectations heading into that, and how did Evolution deliver on those expectations?
So I just to answer your question, I started off my journey as a swing trader. And then I got introduced to day trading and intraday trading and scalping. So coming back to the higher time frames, I remember that it was very nice because I never spent as much time on the charts that I did now before Evo that I did when I first started swing trading. So when I was introduced to you guys, I believed in it because I knew how easy the higher time frames are, you know, and especially the 2 time frames that we use, the 4-hour and the 15-minute. You know, the 4-hour gives you really nice directional bias. You know, it's slow. You know, you don't have to be at your charts, check in every 5 minutes to see, oh, did I update it? No, it's every 4 hours. And then the entry model, like you said in the course, you know, we execute on the 15-minute. So now trading, you know, the higher time frame, my expectation was that I'm going to have more time to myself, more time for my family. And speaking of family, this is why we do trading. This is why we become traders, to provide a bit of lifestyle, not only for ourselves, but the people that we love. And, you know, what's the use of being a slave to the charts if you can't enjoy it with the people that you're doing it for, you know?
Exactly. Couldn't agree more with you. Like, a lot of people, they aspire to quit the 9 to 5 to become a full-time trader, but then most of the time they end up being a 9 to 5 trader. So all they're doing is changing the desk that they're sat at. They're either sat at a desk at work or they're sat at a desk at home. And when you've got kids, and as you get slightly older, and we're a similar age, we're like in our early 30s, we want to spend more time with our family, and we're having more children. You've got another child on the way. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah,
June, July, right? So the more children you have, I've got 4 myself, you want to spend more time with them. You want to be more present. We all get into trading for the money, but then you realize actually it's the freedom and it's the opportunity and the ability to do things that you want to do that you could not do if you were working a 9 to 5 job. So yeah, I get the question all the time, every day, like, trading your strategy, will I be able to do it working a 9 to 5 job? Will I be able to still run my business on the side? I've got a family. Will I be able to trade and spend less time at the charts? And I'm like, yes, this is exactly why we created this strategy, first and foremost for that. And then it just happened to be what I would consider a high strike rate strategy. On average, looking about 60-65% strike rate, sometimes more, sometimes less, but average, if you can have a 60% strike rate and a 3% profit target, you're laughing every single month, right? It doesn't matter if there's 1 or 2 opportunities per month or 10 to 15 opportunities per month. Statistically, you are going to end each month in profit as long as you can stick to your trade plan, whether you're on a challenge or a personal account. So again, like, congratulations for becoming funded again. Also want to say thanks for being in the community. You're a key community player, and I absolutely love that not only has the Power of Two helped with your trading, but it's also, more importantly, I think, is it's helping you in your personal and your family life and spend more time with your children. And you're a photographer on the side as well, so you've got time to do that as well. You know, as traders, it's boring, right?
Oh,
So
yeah, man.
you want to have other things to do, like whether you're a content creator or opening another business or whatever else. So
Uh-huh.
it's key, and it's important to have time to
Yep.
do those other things too, right? Yeah, just like lastly, before we jump off, what would you say to someone that's struggling with consistency right now, that's probably working a 9 to 5 or a night shift job, and they're trading off a lower time frame right now? Like you mentioned, they lose a trade and they go, oh, I'm going to change it to try and avoid the loss, and they just keep repeating that cycle. What would you say to them?
I would say to that specific person that's looking at this video and hearing our voices, in life, you need to find somebody that has the results and that you're looking for. It could be the coach or a mentor. And if they have the results that you're looking for, then you need to be a copycat. I heard it said once that it's okay to be a copycat as long as you're copying the right cat.
Yeah, I like that one.
And the course and evolution markets, it is delicious. The fact that it will save you a lot of time, stress. It'll save you a lot of emotional days if you still trade the lower time frames. And coming back to the high time frames, you'll experience a peace of mind. Why? Because myself, I'm a married man, 11 years. I have 2 beautiful kids and 1 on the way. And being a husband and a dad, that's a full-time job.
Oh yeah,
that's a full-time job. And you do not want to be stuck at the charts all day, every day, looking and pretending you see a setup. Maybe you have a 9 to 5. Maybe you have business that you're running. Maybe it does require your full undivided attention to run that business or to work at a job. But because you're a trader, I believe that you do see a way for trading to be a vehicle to get you to the lifestyle that you want. But the problem with this vehicle is that there's so many roads to get to that destination. You have so many avenues to get to this destination, to this dream, this goal that you have for your life. But the question is, are you going to pick the right road? Yeah, coming to the higher time frames, it's going to be a little bit new. It's going to be a little bit challenging. You're going to have to unlearn some of these old bad habits that you've picked up on the lower time frames. But like I said, it's worth it. Just try it. That's all I got to say. Just try it. Try it for a month. Try it for 2 months, for a whole year. You'll see the difference in your trading. Like myself, my goal this year was to become funded again. I'm so grateful that I found your Instagram, Scott. I'm so grateful that I took that leap of faith and I joined Evolution Markets back in April. Because if I didn't, dude, I don't know. I have no clue, right? The state of psychology I'll be in today if I didn't find you and your course, man. So I just want to say thank you so much, because you've changed not only my life, my wife's life, my kids' life. I mean, you're changing lives all over the world, not just the UK. I'm in New York City, and dude, we're thousands of miles apart.
Yeah.
But look how you're all the way over there. Yet you're impacting my life.
Absolutely. And
I'm so grateful for you, dude.
I appreciate that. And I'm super pumped that it's making that positive impact on your trading in your life as well. Like you say, like if you had never decided to make that jump, that leap of faith, just to join a mentorship program that seemed to have a positive impact on other people's trading, you don't know, maybe you'd still be struggling and finding other things right now, or maybe you would have completely thrown in the towel. Whereas only less than 2 months in, you pass the funding challenge and you become funded again. You've got a consistent, repeatable, mechanical trade system that allows you to have more time to spend on your hobbies, your interests, and your family, and you're in profit in less than 2 months. And I couldn't be happier for you. I really couldn't. And this is just the beginning. Like 2 months in, imagine 2 years in, following this same journey. is going to
I'm
be
excited.
incredible.
Yep.
Thanks for being on the call, and we should do this again sometime.
Of course, guys. Pleasure having you.
See you later.